Hi, my name's Tom Elliott and welcome to another financial markets update for Hodges Real Estate. Well, we're slap bang in the middle of the Australian Stock Exchange's results season, and thus far the story has all been about oil. For example, BHP recorded a massive drop in profits. In fact, they made a 6-month $8 billion loss. BHP also slashed its dividend. No surprises there. The price of both oil, gas and of course iron ore have all fallen, and that's what BHP makes. In contrast, Qantas earned almost $1 billion for the period, benefiting from that same weaker oil price, and refiner and fuel marketer Caltex earned around $500 million for the 6 months to the end of December, again on the back of weaker oil prices. Local petrol remains very cheap. These days you can regularly fill up at around $1 a litre. However, some of the world's major oil producers, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Venezuela, are trying to get OPEC cranked up again, so make the most of cheap fuel while you can. Now, the federal budget is causing all sorts of conniptions. Of course, it's not going to be with us for another 2.5 months. But right now it's fair to say that confusion reigns in Canberra. Is a GST increase on or off the table? And what about negative gearing, a subject close to the heart of many property investors? Labor wants to get stuck into negative gearing. If it wins the next election, it's going to eliminate negative gearing apart from on new properties. It also wants to reduce the capital gains discount from 50% down to just 25%. Thus far, the coalition has not been clear about what its plans for negative gearing are, but the reality is this: the budget is still in a mess. We're still running budget deficits. We have to do something. Apart from negative gearing, other pots of money include superannuation, and it would not surprise me to see a return of the old superannuation surcharge for higher income earners. Death duties are being talked about as well, but look, we just don't know. All we know is that Canberra wants more of our tax dollars, and maybe at some stage masters up in the nation's capital might consider actually cutting spending. Now, there's talk also of an early election, possibly as early as July, straight after the federal budget. I wouldn't put too much store in this, but I would say, however, that if we do go for an early election, it does tend to make the property market a little bit nervous. People always fear uncertainty. The most recent news poll has, in fact, the government and Labor neck and neck at 50-50. Not something Malcolm Turnbull wants to see. So what about the property market? Well, both the Melbourne and Sydney markets have started 2016 running. Melbourne in particular recording clearance rates around 75%. Now, Bill Shorten's gearing plans, or negative gearing plans, as I said, will be problematic, but notwithstanding the recent news poll, not many people really give Bill Shorten much of a chance of winning the next election. As a result, I wouldn't worry too much about his plans for negative gearing. And let's remember that 1.4 million Australians currently negatively gear a property. That's a lot of votes that Labor might lose. Okay, and remember, if you're thinking about buying or selling a property, be it as your primary residence or just as an investment, don't hesitate to contact your local Hodges office. Their assistance can only add value to the process. For more information, go to hodges.com.au. Thanks for listening. I'm Tom Elliott, and we'll do it again next month.